Welcome to Tech Media, your gateway to engineering and technology. Subscribe now for more innovative content.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to this class. So in this class, I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit your image using CapCut. Now, CapCut does not only just edit video, also edit image. So I'm going to head over to my CapCut. Alright, so once you open your CapCut, this is what you're going to see. So we have different things you're going to be looking at. So we have AutoCut. So we have different kind of things here. So what we want to look at here now is the retouch. This retouch tool we are seeing there. Right, this is what you use to retouch your image. It's particularly made for image, not video. So just go ahead and click on it. So once you click on it, it's going to take you to your gallery. So you know fully well that if you're editing on your CapCut, if you take it to your gallery, you can actually pick between gallery and video. The reason why it's showing gallery because I put it on gallery before. So yours might be showing video. So just go ahead and click on gallery. So make sure it's gallery. So I'm just going to scroll down. I'm just going to scroll down and look for a particular image. I will use this particular image. So just click on this image and then automatically it's going to load. So over here, this part I circled now is what we're going to be using to do our editing. So I'm going to be looking at each of these things one after the other. So when you click on retouch, you will see different kind of options here. All right, so yeah, we have different kinds of options here. We're going to be looking at this. We're going to be looking at just the second part here. We have different these four different things that we have here. So I'm going to make use of that face. We just go ahead and click on the face. That's what I want to make use of. So in our next class, we'll look at the rest. So this face, so we're going to look at for the now. Yeah, because you can see it contains a lot, so I don't want it to be confusing for you. So I want to make sure that this video is specifically about this particular aspect so that you don't get confused. So you can see this is the original image. Now once we are working on it, you are going to be seeing the changes. Okay. So I'm going to start with this particular one. So you see this line here, so you have to drag it. If you drag it, it's going to be showing in percentage. So as you're showing percentage, please look at the image very well. Pay attention to the image, look at the image very well. You see the changes. You see the changes it's making on the image. You're going to see the effect on the image as I'm dragging it. So I drag it back. I also drag it in, so you see the effect. Now I think it's working on the cheek. Okay, so I think maybe I have to zoom the image in. I will zoom the image more so you can see it better. All right, so as I'm dragging it from 0 to 100, you will see the effect. You will see the effect on the image. You can try this out with your own personal image and see the effect too. So that is that. And we're going to go over to the next. So we'll go over to the next. So once you click on it, it's actually going to show your editing tool. All right, once you click on that particular part, it's going to show you your editing tool. So what I want to do, I want to drag this image. So I'm just going to pull it up. I'll drag it in so that the edits that I will be doing will be showing, so you can be seeing it just for the sake of visibility. I believe the image is too far from you guys. So as you can see, once I click on this other part, this other editing tool, these are different kind of tool. So focus more on the face. That's why I zoomed this image for you. Focus more on the face. Now if I start dragging, this currently on 0. If I drag to 100, you are going to see the effect on the face. All right, you can see that this is for smoothness. You can see the smoothness on the face. So if I drag it, All right, drag it back, you see the difference. It's cleaning the image. So CapCut has a very good, filters and effects that can use to clean your image. You can see what happened to the cheek. All right, it's cleaning it. So a lot of people use only CapCut for just editing video, but there's a lot that you can do to your image. All right, so this area I just echoed now is what this first one that we use. This was the effect that it had, and this other one actually worked on the cheek. It works on the cheek. So I'll just click on the third one. So we're going to look at all of them one after the other. So you can see this one also is going to start from 0. That means I have to drag it. All right, you are seeing the depth close to the nose. You can see the effect. As I'm dragging it up and down, you can see the effect. All right, the cheek. All right, that depth in the cheek, you can see the way the thing is disappearing and reappearing as I'm dragging it from 100 to 0. Now you don't need to drag to 100. All right. Now this area just echoed now was affected by this particular, I dragged this line to 100. 100 means that is 100%. Now most times if you are working on your own image, you don't need to be 100%. Once you drag it to the extent that you know that the effect on that particular part is okay for you, you are good to go. You don't really need to reach 100. So we'll just move over to the next. So this is going to affect the nose. All right, so you are going to pay attention to the nose. It's going to clean the nose. All right, so you pay attention to the nose area, that depth close to the nose area. You see that it's going to smoothen it. You smoothing that part, so you can see the effect. So do this with your phone. All right, get a CapCut app, download it from Play Store. Do this with your phone, and you will see this effect. Okay, you're going to see this effect. So we'll go over to the fourth one there. All right, so this tone, this is going to change the color. As you can see, the first one, it brightens the color. Now exactly the color you are seeing here. Once we click on it, it's going to affect it. Now the first one, you can see the effect. Check the color very well. As I'm dragging it to 100, and check, it's brightening it up in kind of a way, like it's adding color to the texture. This is not the original video, the original image that we used. The image we used was not as clean as this. You can see the effect and a lot of things we have done to this image. Okay. So each and every portion that you are seeing here, all of them have one or two effects that they are going to be having on this particular image. Okay, so that is that. So if I drag it down, so make sure you pay attention to the image. If I drag it back, you will see the effect. Just pay attention to the surrounding environment of the face and see the effect. If I drag it back, you see what will happen. And I drag it back to 100%, you see what will happen. It cleans the face the more. This particular effect is focused on the full face, like that. It actually also affects the background. If you look very close, as I'm dragging it up and down, it's affecting the background. All right, so you can just pick anyone you want here. Pick anyone you feel like. All right, once you pick on it, you can just drag it to see the effect. You can see this one now. All right, it almost like changing the tone to be like that kind of a yellow like kind of color. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on the third one to see what effect. Once I click on it, once it's currently loading, so once you finish loading, you see the effect on our image. If I drag it, you can see the color is given to the image, right? You can see it's giving the image a different color as you are dragging it. Don't forget the first tone that we used from the beginning of this video actually cleaned this picture to what it is now. Every other thing we are just doing here now is adding effects to it. The first, you can see this video is very clear. The picture is very clear. This picture was not like this the first time. Okay, the picture, if you pay attention, the picture was not like this the first time I brought the picture to my CapCut to edit. So as you can see, we just wait for that to load. So I'm not trying to try out the different options that they have. You can see this color. You can see it has darkened our background. Now the image has darkened. Don't forget that the image was light before because of the effect that we use. But this particular one darken the color. You can see the guide is not dark. I will go for the more darker one. I think this last one is darker. So just pay attention to the image while it's loading. So pay attention to the image. All right, you see the effects. You see how dark our image is now. You can see the effects. It has darkened the image. All right. So look at the face. This face was very bright before. Okay. So if I drag it back and drag it forward, you see the effects that it's having on the image. So it's actually very, very simple. All right. So in case if you don't like this, you don't need to. You can just go back. All right. You can undo that. So I'm not going to undo this. I just want to, check. I also just play around all these other effects. Okay. So you can go ahead and do your homework. CapCut is a phone version of CapCut. All right. You can see this particular one. It affects the eye. All right. It gives this white background on your eye, like it brightens your eyeball. Okay. So it brightens the eyeball. That's what it does. Now we're also going to look at this other one. So once you click on it, it will automatically open the environment for you to edit. All right. And you're going to see that it has different effects from the one you were using before. Okay. So pay attention to that. Now there is one particular one that I want to make use of, which is the last one. I think second to the last. All right, that one it uses. I think it brightens the teeth. Now you're going to see the effects. I think, yeah, I believe you'll be able to see the effects. Even though the teeth is already white, it's going to brighten the teeth the more. That's to let you know that how effective CapCut can be. You can see what I'm doing is affecting the cheek. All right, lighting up the cheek. You can see, so all the effect here is all about your face. Okay, the depth close to your eyes. Now the thing is remove the depth. Once I drag it to 100%, you see, like I said, if you are doing that on your own, you don't need to be 100%. Okay, it doesn't have to be 100% if you are doing it on your own. So you can just make it 50% as far as you are dragging it and you are seeing the effect. And once the effect is okay for you, you are good to go. So if you have CapCut on your phone, you don't even need any other app. Now you can see the effect of this. Right, it brightens the image. You can see the image is now bright. The image was dark before because of the former effect we used. Now you can see on this particular one, it has brightened the image. Okay, so I'm going to go over to this other one. So I will just it's going to actually brighten the teeth. So you will see the effect now. I'm going to go ahead and drag it. Alright. So you pay attention to the teeth. When you see the teeth, it has brightened the teeth. Kindly pay attention to it to see. So it has brightened the teeth. So these are the effects that we have on our CapCut. You can see. So I believe this teeth is very, very coarse because I believe you guys can see it. So in case you can't really see the effect well, maybe because I'm using the phone, because this is a phone app. So I'm just showing you how to do this on your phone. We also have desktop app. All right. So this other last one is to clean the full picture. Okay, if you do it now, it's going to clean the picture. You can see the picture. Now this picture is very, very different from the original. This is very, very different from the original, as you can see. All right. So this is how you clean your so everything we did here was just about this face. In our next video, we are going to be looking at these other three things that I have not touched. Okay, so if you find this video very helpful, I want you to hit on the subscription button and make sure you turn on the notification bell, and I will see you in my next class. We are going to look at every other part of CapCut. So see you in my next class.